Oh shit! Hi.
Hi.
Sorry guys, we've got another camera here that just like fell. Hi, welcome to IG Live Season 2, Episode 2. And today's going to be really good. And I know that we start off every single thing saying that, every show. But we really do mean it because the DMs that I have received from so many of you guys really tell me that you guys are really hungry for good information. And what we're going to talk about today are the woofs, the without fails in your closet that are, in other words, the fundamentals. And we started this conversation last week, and since then, so many of you guys have been, DMing me a picture. Is this a woof? Is that a woof? Is that a woof? And DMing Dion like crazy, asking the same question. So we really want to get under what that is and clarify it for you guys. So a woof, it is the absolute structure of your closet. If it was a house, it would be the base of your house, and it is what everything gets built upon. And a lot of people asked us, is your group of fundamentals, your woofs, is that like a capsule collection? And Dion and I were saying this morning that a capsule, to think of your woofs as like a capsule collection or fundamentals as a capsule collection, is not the right mindset to be in, because a capsule means either to encapsulate something, which means you be head to toe woofs all the time, which means then that you're a minimalist, right? And a minimalist is one adjective, and it's a beautiful adjective, and I love it, but it's one adjective and it's not a creative pragmatist. The other thing that bothers us about the word capsule is it also denotes a period of time, right? Like when you're in school, you built a capsule and then you buried it and you want to pull it up like 50 years later, and it would tell the story of that moment in time. And the idea of your woofs is they're not there to tell the story of a moment in time. You're not going to be going through photos with your grandkids 30 years from now being like, and these were the woofs from the 2020s. They're a permanent thing. They are a permanent part of you. The woofs, the fundamentals in our collection look very closely like my favorite wardrobe that I had in college. And that was in the late 80s. So it is meant to transcend through time because it is timeless, but it is your structure, it's your foundation and your being. But the key to woofs, and why I was saying that it doesn't encapsulate you, is because we're not here talking about a minimalist wardrobe. We're using the woofs, we're using the fundamentals to fuel our creativity and allow us to really tell stories about ourselves and communicate who we are without losing ourselves. And we're going to talk really quickly about trends for a second, and then we're going to deep dive into looking at some of the clothing. But Dion, like you were saying what you're in the mood for next year. Like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, like March, a physical start of the year, not the
like
January timeline.
Yeah, I'm thinking about what post-pandemic looks like for me and what that really means as far as dressing. And I mean, for us, we never really stopped wearing outfits. Like, it's always been a thing that we're wearing outfits. When I'm at home, obviously, I feel like I'm a little bit more half-dressed. I'm wearing partial outfits because I don't wear shoes in my house. So when I go outside, I really want to wear that full head-to-toe look. But I do think that we're going to just see a return to just people being really elegant and really presenting themselves well, and just even dressing for dinner in a very different way than we were before. And I think that it's going to really, I think everyone's really going to want to like just be not aggressively peacocking, but just still within the creative pragmatist vein. I think people are going to want to go that extra mile where it's an interesting statement piece. I feel like you're going to bring your have to have pieces out again and finally wear them. And having the foundation for that is going to make it so much easier for when we are back to normal to just go to town on styling and really taking that personal style to the next level.
So, and I feel exactly the same way, and it's been heavily seeping into our design. We just spent the last week styling the Fall 21 collection, and I mean, I am really craving to get dressed and have fun and just, not slink into a restaurant and go to a back table, but like hang out and have fun and talk to people.
Yeah.
So what that means is when you are feeling that that future exuberance and joy and creativity and dressing, you want to make sure that you do it in a way that is familiar and comfortable to you, because if not, you can go off the rails, you can have a style shit show, and you can wake up a year from now and really question, like, what the fuck did I just buy? So what we're going to talk about then are these fundamentals and how you can really like turn them up or turn them down. Another way of viewing that is the PDW, making things for play, making things for dinner, making things for work. And getting that foundation of fundamentals built so that now you can like build this incredible, exciting, happy house on top of it when the springtime and fall 21 happens. So we'll touch on past, present. Every time we're wearing a fundamental here, we are trying to mix it with something that is either on sale or something that you might have bought from the past, or I don't need to say anymore.
So when we were talking today, the balloon pants aren't in the fundamentals collection, but they are absolutely a woof. And I know a lot of people have asked about that and have asked like if that's something that you can keep carrying throughout the seasons. And I'm here to say absolutely. You're gonna see the Eco Silk, but right now I'm wearing the taffeta balloon pant because I do want people to realize that the taffeta really does act very similarly to a nylon jogger. Think of it that way when you are styling it. And I'm going to show you different heel heights as well when I wear these. But I'm wearing the Luxe Angora coat, and then I'm wearing the featherweight cashmere. It's just our beautiful cropped cardigan that I absolutely love. And then I'm actually wearing a little vintage belt with it to kind of add that little spin to it. Because that's really how I wear my wolves. I always want to have like one little rebellious piece to kind of add to that to accessorize. Because I don't wear a lot of jewelry, so when I do something like this, I really want it to kind of pop with what I'm doing. And then it also kind of offsets, because if I were just wearing black and white, I would look like a human zebra. I need to have like a nice little brown on here too, because mixing neutrals is another way to take all of your woofs and make them look really fresh and new. I think a lot of the time people, they're just missing that one color, whether it's navy or brown, to kind of round that out. Also, a few little details in this coat. This is a Luxe Angora wool coat. I have the shoulder pads in, but you can unsnap them and they come right out. So if you don't want that strong shoulder detail, it just looks like our beautiful Luxe wool Angora car wash coat that we had before, but without that car wash detail. Also, fun fact, you've got these menswear inspired inside pockets that, you know, if your mood changes during the day, you can just shove your shoulder pads in there. You're welcome, guys.
So, you know, Dion is wearing the zebra belt with this, right? And if she takes off the belt, she's like super clean and minimal and still herself. And this is one where sometimes I know, like after an IG like this, a lot of you guys are going to start DMing me all these pictures of women wearing zebra. And you're going to ask me to determine whether or not those are creative pragmatists to you. So this is where you need to look at what is the overall ethos of the look. And so when Dion had on the zebra belt, she still looked like Dion. No one thought she had just like marched off the set of Ab Fab. So, you know, you really retain yourself, and now this is your other...
This is what make it a little bit more work appropriate. I thought of that as dinner for the PDW, but now with my brown coat and my head to toe black on, and I have a little bit of shine on my foot, that makes it more work appropriate. Like, I'd bring them up a little bit higher. These are a size up for me, and then I'd probably button this down, because I'm not really doing a bare midriff at work, even in fashion. It's just not a thing I'm doing. So this just makes it really clean. But even the head to toe black, you have so many different textures going on that it still works.
And we've been really we have a lot of different fabrications in the fundamentals, right? So this one is the taffeta. And the difference with the taffeta is it has a little bit of shine in it. But it's a really special fabric, in that it also has a little bit of a sporty element to it. So it is what makes it the ultimate PDW, and it makes it a 12 mower. Because everything that Dion's wearing right now, you're wearing it with tights, you're wearing it with cashmere, and you're wearing it with an alpaca coat. So you are wearing it with true fall items. Definitely. But absolutely with a tank top and a sandal, you're in June and you can be someplace, you know, fabulous.
Of course, because even with what you're wearing right now, I love it with the sweats, but if you threw this on, you're ready for dinner.
Yeah.
It's just so easy.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go change.
All right, cool. One of the other things that we're going to look at today is a few different heights for you guys. So you've been asking about how do the fundamentals hit if you're this tall, or this tall. So next we have Karis, K-A-R-I-S, Karis. And Karis is our amazing intern on the sales side. And she is, I'm going to step out of the way here so you can see her. But she is wearing the white fundamentals top. And obviously Dion's done her amazing crisscross styling in it. And then she is wearing the Miriam Twill culotte that is on sale right now in the collection. So if you guys have this, you can see, like, again, that fundamental just makes it perfect, right? Like that, you know, if you've got this white top in your closet and you're shopping for new things, that's your mental image in your head of what goes back with this top. And it doesn't go back with everything. It really goes with, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, and it's, Wayne is like, size, please. So you are wearing a size small in the top, and then you're wearing a size 4 in the bottoms. And Carice,
size 9.
Did I pronounce your name right?
Karis, yeah.
You guys, I'm really just horrible about this. And you're 5'10"?
Yes.
Okay, so 5'10". All right, so that looks beautiful, and that's like a winterized version of it. And we know we wear this all summer. We even wear it as a beach cover up. So, all right, thank you. Then we have silver coming out because everyone wants to see how the Stella pants fit on a 5-feeder. So you just talk away, Summer.
Hi guys, I'm back. It's been too long. Nice to see you. I'm wearing the coveted Fundamentals black tropical wool suit. This is my favorite suit of all time. Hannah has done some very cool special pinning on me here to show. I have nothing underneath at the moment, but we've got a little safety pin with a cool earring detail so you guys can use your accessories to get creative and fun. This is also silver hardware. We've got the silver hardware on the Stella pant. And you guys can see I'm 5'1", so I'm quite petite. This is a 00 in the pant and a 00 in the blazer. I feel like I could also probably go to a 0 in the blazer and a 0 in the pant. It's pretty flexible. It's oversized. I embrace the oversized quality. You guys know I love a wide leg pant and an oversized menswear blazer. So pretty flexible. I'm not like beholden to the 00, even though that is normally my size. And we've got the cool cutout detail here in the sleeve. And we're talking about adjectives today, right? This suit makes me feel like effortlessly cool. Don't have to work too hard. It's all built in for me. All I have to do is put it on and I feel like $1 million.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that I love about the way that you're wearing this suit is a big topic of conversation is, can I be sexy if I'm a creative pragmatist? You know, sometimes you guys imagine that all we're doing is running around in like giant turtlenecks like this. But the idea of sexiness when you're a creative pragmatist is it's kind of like, whoops, I didn't mean to be this fabulously sexy.
Yeah,
and I did a story last night on necklines, on really committing, going big or go home, because any of that like just milquetoast in between, like it's not fashion, it's not style. When you look at people who style you love, they never have got like this little like non-committal scoop neck going on. So you can see like, right, I had all these pictures of Carolyn beside Kennedy last night. You've got that V going on. This is like a V-neck. It's the jacket that when it's in your closet and you just wore it to a meeting or you just wore it over a pair of joggers on the airplane, like this, I mean, I'm sorry, but like a big earring and your black tie and fabulous, and no one's gonna look better than you in the room.
That's absolutely true. So totally.
Yay!
That's good.
Okay. Now, also, I could take my fundamental tank. This is a beautiful rib knit in cream and pair this tucked in, and then that makes it a lot more of a summer evening look. They're asking for your pant length and size, by the way, in the sweats.
Okay, so I am wearing the size small, and this is the regular pant length. And on this pant, I want to let you know I threw it in the washer and the dryer on the regular cycle. And I would say that the when I put on the pant, it was like, oh, I wish it was like a teeny bit smaller. And now it's a teeny bit smaller. So it did not shrink a size by any stretch, but it is a little more fitted. I also had a good holiday, so maybe. But it is a little more fitted, and I have before pictures from me trying it on in my closet, and you can see it's actually a teeny bit longer before. So anyway, size small.
So this is just a good way to do it. It's in summertime if you're going to dinner, and then absolutely you can throw a black blazer on top of this for work and just change the shoes. Obviously, if I were in a warmer climate, I would not be wearing the socks, but for the sake of time. But the taffeta still works because it is the same weight as nylon, and so it really can take you from season to season.
One of the good things too when you're looking at building out your fundamentals is having some things that are just a regular jersey and then some things that are ribbed. Because the ribbed, if Dion was wearing just the regular jersey with it and in a cream or a gray or something that would be a little more sporty, then it could look more casual if you were trying to have a more elevated look. But when you're wearing the cream and it's got the ribbing in it, then it takes it to a little bit of a higher level. It's a nice juxtaposition with the black, and you can see the length on it, and it's actually a good weight that you can tuck it in easily. Dion is 5'6", so maybe silver, it would be an adorable dress on her.
Yeah, it's really comfortable. I think this is going to be a really nice new underpinning for those of you who are getting out of the cycle of the middle of the road scoop neck. Amy did a great story about this. The high neck really does add a dose of elegance. That's why I like a halter. I know a lot of people feel like a halter is not as flattering. I think a halter is so flattering and makes everything really sleek and modern.
Yeah, and I also think there's a difference between halter, like pulled in full on 70s versus the way that this is more like just really super flattering on the shoulders.
Yeah, because the way it comes down here, it doesn't give you that really unflattering thing that happens here, even with a strapless bra, because I'm actually wearing a strapless bra right now because I know a lot of you have been asking about how that looks with a strapless bra, but it's not creating any of those creases and folds because of the way that it is fitted.
Yeah.
And it's actually on Fundamentals right now because I do see someone asking if it's available. So there's a separate shop, but it's also mixed in with new arrivals. But there's a separate shop on Tibi.com that just says Fundamentals, which actually I might as well tell you, like when you go online too, if you are wanting to brush up on your Tibictionary, there's actually a feature page for that as well. All right, I'm going to adjust.
Also, for our fundamentals, I do want to remind everyone, I did a story on this the other day that got a lot of play, but because it was about Bird in Brooklyn shutting down. And it's just a long list of many boutiques that have shut down over the last year, right? And it's really, really sad. And it's sad because these are people who had businesses and they were supporting families and other employees. But they also just made our neighborhoods look really, really nice. And so we're very sad to see Bird go. And we have a lot of Brooklynites that shop there. And so I just want to remind everyone that, I love it when you come to Tibi.com. Don't get me wrong, we love it. But I super love it when you shop the specialty stores that carry our line as well. We have made a concerted effort to work with just a small grouping of really, really, really important partners, and we have to keep them alive, right? It makes the world a much better place. And when you look at those D2C brands and they talk about middlemen, like I said, middlemen have faces, they have families, they cry, they laugh. I hate that word middleman. It is not a bad word. Okay, so now you're mixing in the fundamental sweater with it. So if you've got this pant, you're seeing like all the different fundamental pieces that this goes with. And this is one of those things where like a culotte might be more of a trend item, right? Like we're not always in a culotte. So this is one where if you're shopping and you're like, okay, I have that white shirt and I have this like cream sweater, then you're knowing like check. If you buy the culotte, you've got something to go with it. You've always like got things to pair up in your closet. And I think what's really great too is fundamentals get you out of the notion of buying outfits. You're buying your style. You're buying pieces that just when you put them in your closet, if you mix it all up, it would all kind of go back together and never get tired. So I think when you walk out, like you walk out and you're a person with style, not a person in an outfit, which we love. Okay. So our other stylish. See, now I've waitressed forever and I have this huge fear against black and white, but you definitely don't look like
I don't
you're
look
gonna
like
be yelled at.
like, what do you guys think?
Yeah.
Do I look like a waitress? I don't think so.
I mean, I would actually eat at that restaurant.
I hope so.
If you were, that would be super cool. So,
All waitresses, come get your wardrobe at Tibi.
okay, so you are XXS.
Yeah, XXS
Yes.
up top. Now you guys can see the waistline of the pant and the 00 here. Also, let me show you guys what it looks like for me to undo the tie. I get asked all the time, like, how do you wear these pants and not trip all over them when you're walking?
Oh, let me also, the tie is tacked down right now so that when we ship it or a store sells it, so that it doesn't come undone. When you get the pant, you untack it, right? It's not like, you know, like how you have a slit in the back of the Vera coats, you untack it. That way you can remove it completely, have it on, have it off, whatever you want.
Totally, so you can use it. Amy also just did a really cool thing and she just knotted it behind my pant. That's kind of cool. You can play with that and have that as an attachment. So that's what these look like. They are a bit of a dragger on me, but I just recently told a customer, I was like, embrace the drag. I'm in New York City and I'm still rocking these bad boys. And I don't mind, I'm not tripping all over myself. They're really elegant.
And later on, we'll show the rubber band trick because that gets asked a lot, and it's super simple to do, and it is an absolute game changer. And I'm talking slowly because the rubber band is coming in.
Oh, perfect.
I know. Yeah, it's great. Thank you. Thanks. So, okay, so use a black rubber band. All right, not this one. So you can do the rubber band in the back or in the front, and maybe you can put one leg up on there. Is that cool?
Yeah.
So we're going to take the front of the pant leg, and we're just going to give you this really, like, one option here is I'm going to give you this really nice tight ponytail. And when I do this, the pant's going to actually mimic the balloon pants that we have. And so I'm going to tuck it under. And another thing that I like to have at home is a kit of little baby safety pins. Because if you get like a tiny little black safety pin, you can actually do it on the outside and like you can't even see it. Or if someone did see it, then it's a conversation. So there you go.
There you go.
People. Okay.
Things around your house.
So easy. And then the other thing is too, if you want to just create the fact that you still have this kind of gorgeous puddle pant going on, but it's just not so extreme, then you know, you gotta pin your tail on the other. It's like swing.
Yeah, you can leave it out.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Cool.
Thanks, Amy.
You did side tie, looks like a jogger.
Man, you guys get the rubber bands and just like
Yeah.
knock yourself out in the closet.
I'm also going to repost a video because there's also a side tie that makes it look like the ruche jogger too. So I wanted to show the vest again with the top of the pants as play, dinner, and work because I think it's so important to show. Also, I just love this vest. You guys saw it last week. It's that beautiful tropical wool vest. I'm wearing it back to the Morris loafers for a more interesting work because a lot of people are asking about flats as well when we do this.
And let me just say something as far as like trends go. So a huge trend coming down the pike is the waistcoat, and I don't know whether it's because we've been watching like all of these like
So many period
films.
dramas.
Yeah, exactly. So the waistcoat is seeming really interesting right now. So let me tell you what is important about this vest. Maybe you buy it from Tibi or whoever else. This is the thing to think about. I love this vest worn as a top. If I were going out at night, I would put on a heel. I know I had a picture in my feed that like everyone lost their shit over, that like it looks really, really cool. But the reason why it looks so cool as a top is because of how low the first button is. So a lot of waistcoats or vests have the button starting about right here. And so what happens is, like, maybe that's interesting as like a statement under a coat, but when you try and wear it as a top, the visual is that you've got one of those like non-committal janky necklines. So when you're looking for a vest and you want to be able to wear it as a top and you want to make a commitment, because we know that like with necklines you go big or go home, then you want to have a vest that has that lower button start. That's my pitch on that vest.
Also, the pull tab in the back is so important too,
Yes.
to cinch the waistline as well.
Yeah, look at the vest, because a lot of them don't have that, so it's more of a boxy look. And trust me, like working with Tracy on this, she was like, I want it boxy and I want it high, and I'm like, no, this, like, being able to pull it down.
This is great. This is a great
Yes.
work fit. But then also, if I wanted to go to dinner, I could still keep the blazer on and just switch my shoes into an earring.
Yeah.
Because what we really want you guys to do is envision when you're shopping the PDW.
Yeah.
That way, it makes sense to you, and all of your purchases feel very practical. So what I'm going to do is throw on a little statement earring from Arc Objects. That way, it's not too contrasting. That's why I like the fun loose side. You know. Because
And you know, just with this earring, someone had written and asked, you know, how do I transition into an older age and not lose my style? And I dialogued a little bit with this person because I was like, you know, what are you wearing right now that's making you feel that that's too young and that you need to transition to something else? And what it turned out is that what she was wearing right now, it wasn't her style. She was wearing things that, just when she was describing what she was wearing, it actually just wasn't her style.
Yeah, wearing costume. Basically.
Yeah, and so it's really not so much about thinking like, as I get older and I, you know, whatever, what am I going to wear? It's more about nail the style right now, because, you know, Dion and I have a good 20 plus years between us, and that you've seen our interns come out and they've got 10 years under Dion, and I don't even know what that makes me, but I don't think one of us looks like we are inappropriately
Exactly.
dressed. Like everyone's got their mood.
Everyone has their
going
own
on.
spin, and it all really depends on like how you're accessorizing it and where you're wearing it too. A lot of the looks are very universal. I have overlap on things with my own mom, you know.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and I think that like if I was wearing this, you've made it you with the earring. I think that like Sheer in our office, like I could see her, you know, carrying like a 2-inch little fur bag that she's
Yeah, and then a red lip.
Exactly.
Yeah, and she could definitely own it and make it look so
Yeah.
like
So,
that's
so people who know their style, the style doesn't really change through time. It's just maybe how you accessorized it,
It's
how
true.
big you went with something.
And yeah, hair, makeup, accessories, but
Mhm.
everything should really be so universal. And I've noticed since I've been wearing Tibi for so long, working with Tibi, and just in my regular life, that as I've transitioned, because I started working at Tibi in my mid-20s, so transitioning now to my early 30s, I'm still wearing a lot of the same pieces. It's just I like to add in a few more updates. Like I have my like Yasmin travel wool trouser from like 5 years ago that's still on regular rotation. And that's what's really great for a lot of people that have been writing in about getting a more sophisticated, more adult wardrobe.
Mm-hmm.
It starts there, but you can still add those playful moments. Like if you're doing a tropical wool pant in your 20s, you're doing a strappy shoe and a shoulder pad tee, you know? And like it just,
Well, and when there
it
was
can
like the
evolve
whole,
with you.
like the whole beaded bag that, you know,
Exactly.
like,
even
because to be honest, like at my
plastic,
age,
yeah.
like the little, like I probably, you know,
I
I'm
get
not
it.
going there, but
Yeah.
you guys looked adorable. Like no shade on you guys.
I know what you
It was
mean.
like-
It's just really about, you want clothes that are going to grow with you,
yeah.
and just like your sensibility is going to stay the same. You're just, what you're pairing it with is not. So the wolves should really carry from age group to age group as well.
And your had to haves, and then
Yeah, for sure.
those in and outs are like the place that you can really, like, you know, go crazy but stay grounded at the same time and feel like when you buy it, you're not like, you know, it's not a marriage. It's not the, you know, if your fundamentals are your main, your floor and your main furniture, your in and outs are like good pillows and everything,
Yeah.
and a lamp. And then the had to have is like that tiny little thing on the shelf that was like so special and weird and whatever.
Yeah, that creepy table lamp that you found like on Etsy or something.
Right,
you know,
it
it's-
makes no sense, but like you love it.
You just want it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're wearing my little partner. So now let me see. Are you wearing the medium in this sweatshirt?
Yeah, this is the medium.
Okay. So she's wearing the medium. You could definitely wear the small.
Yes.
But you do, even though you're quite narrow, you do have broader shoulders here. And being 5'10", the medium looks really great. We have been telling people with the sweatsuiting though, that when, so medium is like an 8'10". So if you are an 8 and you're concerned about it running too big, size down one. So if you're a small and that's a 4'6", but you're a really small 4, then size down to an extra small. But this looks great, and again, you know, just that looks great.
You're really good.
Thanks. So part of the homework was about finding your adjectives, and you guys really, I think that if you read the stories that I posted before live today, I think it will really help you understand what it means to find them, how to like keep digging deeper and articulate it. And one of the things that someone had asked me was, they're like, should I ask my partner or my friend, you know, what my adjectives are? And I, at first I was like, maybe that's a good idea, that's objective. But then I don't think it's such a good idea. I really don't, because I think that when I was writing up today's story, I was really reminded of how even when I'm talking with Tracy and we're really conceptualizing the beginning of a collection and I'm sending things over to Hannah, there's so much nuance, and when you love something, it's really, it's just too nuanced, you know? And then like, what if you had friends like the New York housewives or something like that? You certainly like don't want to go asking their opinion. Speaking of friends with good style, here comes Silver. Okay, your XXS?
XXS.
Yeah.
Up top, on bottom.
Yeah. So you are full play. In the world of PDW, you're full play. You're brunch, you're hanging out. So when we talk about age, like where this might be you going to brunch with your friends, for me, I'm not me right now, but my 10-year ago self, this would have been something that, like, if my kids had a birthday party to go to, I would have worn this to a birthday party. I would have scrunched up the sleeves. And it's, when we talk about playing in your closet, all of a sudden, scrunching up your sleeves makes it a little bit more casual. So I'm going to the birthday party, and maybe like that crazy mom who hires like 40 clowns is having the party, but then my normal friends are going to the party. You want that balance, and you know, you want to see like, okay, is everyone wearing like platforms to this 3-year-old's party, or are we going to be real? This is like one of those things where like when you don't know what people are wearing, like you're so golden.
Yeah.
And even just like, that just makes it that little bit more casual.
That's true. And also, for all those people wondering how sheer these are, because we get this question all the time at the stores, people are worried about them being completely see-through. I'm going to turn around and show you my butt, so that way you can see that you can't see anything.
And let me tell you guys, okay, like, oh, I'm so glad I get to talk to people directly. The thing about sheer is, first of all, we place the pockets in the necessary places. Like, there's a reason why her pockets are there, and then she's got the front pockets. Now, don't be that person who's like, but I can see the pocket bags through. Because the reality is that you can see the pocket bags through. And you own that and you embrace it. Because if you don't want to see the pocket bags through, then you've got one of those like thick ass joggers that like you buy it and you think you're gonna look cool, and it's got lining and you're like twisting and it's ick, and you don't feel effortless in it. So the idea of being effortless is you're just running with the ease. Ease comes with a trade-off, and there is a little bit of sheerness, but don't wear red underwear. You know, like, hello.
Yeah.
Wear whatever your nude is.
Stay nude, y'all. It's golden. It'll help you every time.
Commando nudes. Cool. And what size in the pants? Sorry.
Extra small. But I can do an extra small. You guys can see. They're comfy. I can pull them up high. I can wiggle them down low. But extra small would just sit a little bit lower. That's okay too.
And this pant is, a lot of people have asked about the difference in the pants, and this one really is probably designed to sit where it's sitting on me. So it's about an inch below the belly button area. And then the paper bag comes up higher, and then the Stella now has a little bit of elastic so you can put it wherever you want.
Yeah, exactly. You guys will see those soon.
Cool. Thanks. A lot of people were asking about sneakers, and Dion and I right now are, well, actually Dion's not even a sneaker wearer, so I don't really engage her too much in that conversation. I don't have a sneaker that I'm in love with right now, and we will let Rain, who's like yapping in the background, I just heard her when I said this, we'll let Rain probably chime in soon when we figure out what it is that we want. I would say that as far as the new super casual shoe, the one that we all have on repeat here is the J.W. Anderson Converse. It has a platform and it's really interesting and cool. And then everyone's got the J.W. Anderson, what's with J.W. in our office? Anyways, everyone's got the J.W. Cloggy slide with the big chains on it. And they actually have so much that I can't even buy it now because too many people, I would be twinning all day. The next question is about denim. What is the best denim to wear? And I loved our denim for fall, but I wouldn't say that it was absolutely fundamental denim because it had the wider cuff, it's had a bit higher, and it required just a little bit of thought it just required a little bit of thought. But Dion has on our new version of the denim, and I absolutely think this is like with potential big time.
Yes,
big time.
These are fantastic. So for those of you who really liked our curved denim but want a new shape, or if you miss the curved denim, this is a really great style that's coming with spring 21. I'm wearing it with my menswear inspired shirting. It's the Jacob Stripe flat cuff top because I did want to show like a nice, how you can transition it with some of these great pieces that are on fall sale. I just have it half tucked here. But I have been resisting a low rise for so long, but for some reason this feels so right. You basically convinced me this week about these jeans because once I tried them on and put on the shoes that I would actually be wearing, and I tried it on I'm actually going to show you with the flats too because I know a lot of you have been asking about flats. I'm just wearing it with the heel right now in a sock because this is probably how I'd wear it and wear them to dinner, just with the striped shirt. But that beautiful curve just really adds such a nice dose of modernity if you just want to get that one pair of jeans to update everything you already have. Because if you already do have a nice closet full of whoops, this is really where you want to go.
Yeah, and I will say, like, in terms of, like, when you're finding your adjectives and you're really trying to look closely at what it is that you're drawn to about things and build that out, the jean that Dion has on right now, this is a regular length rise on it, okay? So when you're wearing a classic regular length rise, I would have never done a skinny jean or a boot cut jean with that rise. So if we did a boot cut jean, I would have had a much longer rise and had it sit higher at the waist. If I did a skinny jean, I would fuck it up in some way to make it more interesting.
Yeah.
So this is really like when you are going to be quite classic through here, giving that curve is what keeps it modern. It is like, look closely at what people are really wearing that you like on Instagram or wherever. They've got some kind of twist that's pushing something. It is never basic. It's why they don't look like basics.
Yeah, because that's the thing. If it was like a low-rise skinny jean, there is nothing you could do. Amy, I love you. There's nothing you could do to convince me. No. I don't want to look like the girls who bullied me in high school. It's just not a good look.
Even like with a big blazer, even with a big blazer, it looks like two people got merged together that don't belong together.
It's just flat. It's just not flattering too. That's why the curve really kind of makes it really rounded out. Because like the thing that I was worried about is that I gain most of my weight at the top of my thighs, and so when I wear a low rise, generally, if it's low rise and skinny, it's going to show all of the things. It's going to show all of the things, and it's not going to give you any proportion that feels modern.
Yeah, so when you discover those pieces that become the throw-on for going to the grocery store with a flip-flop and putting on with a heel for dinner, like when you nail that in a jean, what it means is that in your real life, you always feel stylish.
Yeah.
When you are living your day doing every damn mundane thing that I do and that Dion does and are truly like completely boring weekend days. Well, I don't know what you do on the weekend, but like mine are
Socially distanced.
Like, but you know, it means that no matter what you're doing, you always feel interesting, and you don't have to bifurcate your life from like, here's my stylish time, like at an office, especially with this whole pandemic and people, you don't even have demarcations anymore, so it just runs into like that.
Yeah, because like once the temperatures rise and I don't need a coat, I will definitely be wearing this on a grocery run and feel really chic. Also, for those of you who do wear flats a lot, I know a lot of you are commuters to work on foot. So I wanted to show you with the Morris loafer again, because the Morris is really comfortable and it gives you that sleek structure that's like your replacement sneaker, like Amy was saying. And look, it doesn't really create additional volume. It still looks really chic and you still look really modern. Yeah, so this is a low-rise jean that I can really support and, you know, feel good about, you know.
Cool. Right. And I think when we, you know, you guys asked me a lot of questions about future trends, and I think one of the biggest things that I see coming down the pipe and why, I mean, and just really be forewarned about this, there's been a lot of chatter about the early 2000s. A lot of pictures are being drug up of Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie, everything like a la early 2000s. And you guys, like, you've got to stay the course here. So when those images are coming up, and when you are oddly drawn to them, like when all of a sudden Tara Reid is starting to look normal, then you need to figure out like, what is it that I'm being drawn to here? And so what really is happening is, I think that there is a lot of need for personal expression. People are finding ways to really kind of, you know, maybe we've all been looking very inward over the last 9 months or so, and again, this urge to like get out of the house and speak about who you are, if not verbally, then visually, is really important. So when you are choosing your fundamentals, know that like what Dion was wearing with that jean, if she were to even do like some weird pink sequin tank top and then the right sandal, she's going to feel like herself. You can really, and not that the pink sequin tank top would be her personal expression, whatever, but I'm just saying that it's going to give you permission. It's going to really allow you to experiment and have fun, because I think we are all really, really, really ready for that. Okay, so, well, you guys have so many questions about footwear. I'm looking like behind the camera, all these footwear questions. Here, why don't you come out first in the green jogger, because we want to show, this is, again, our favorite jogger. I think in the green, I would not classify it as a fundamental, but it's just freaking like amazing. And one of the confusion I think that happens with fundamentals is, I do see this as a forever pant. It's not a trend pant. I would have it in my closet forever. Every time there's a special dinner party, every time it's holiday time, I would probably pull this pant out and wear it. So it is a forever pant. So just because something's a forever pant doesn't mean it is absolutely a fundamental. This pant looks gorgeous with the green sweater, and this is our cashmere that is on sale right now. And it's super thick and luxe, and she's wearing a size small in it, and it's really incredible. And one of the things too, like, we love the proportions here and what's happening. We talk about like big slim skin. This is a really nice way to bring in some skin. Did I keep that rubber band? One of the other options too on a sweater like this is sometimes I will tie it up to give a styling option, which looks really interesting. Again, options, we say that word a million times. And then the other thing too is, if you are trying to play with big slim skin, work the proportions. And if this feels too square for you, one of the other options, oh, that looks so pretty with the brown belt.
Oh,
Is that your brown belt?
That is my brown belt.
I like that. Okay.
Vintage.
So one of the other options is to make something slim, okay? So I really need to sell rubber bands in every kind of way, but if you'll come a little bit closer. So just pulling this to the side here, like now you're showing the slim part, right? So we've got big, you've got some skin, and you've got the slim moment. So the good news is with us, you don't have to commit to a sweater that's got this built-in tie on the side. It's about just playing with what you bought, having fun with it. You bought the clothing, you own it, I don't. So just have fun with it. That looks gorgeous. I love it with the bow.
So she's just gonna take this off and show with the fundamental.
Okay.
So I just want to show how easily this transitions. We'll get to my outfit in a second, but
Yeah.
here. Thank you. We're gonna switch the heel.
Now, just quickly, the jeans that Dion is wearing, those come out towards the end of the month?
I would say towards the end of the month / early February.
Okay. So they're part of the spring collection. And yeah, so that's that. Okay. So now we are twinning in the same t-shirt. And we have, I get 30 years apart. So again, when you are talking about age, okay, I don't feel like the mom from Mean Girls. I don't feel like I'm like, hey girls, what's going on? You know, like I feel my age, and you look your age, and you look cool.
Thank you.
Everyone, I feel like everyone's looking their best age, you know? So this looks amazing, and you're wearing the Fundamentals t-shirt. We're actually wearing the same size. And because you're taller, you are filling this area out a little bit more, where I've got much more of a gape here. And truly, I could go to an extra small because even though I am a size 4 through the rib cage, my shoulders are a true size 0. I have the smallest shoulders in the world. That looks beautiful. Thank you.
Okay, so I wanted to show how you can really dress this up and then wear something with the present and then future and also present. So I'm actually wearing the featherweight cashmere sweater. It's just to really drive the point home about fundamentals. This is that fundamental sweater. It's very similar to the one in cashmere that's from fall 20. I think we still have a few left on sale, but this is the one that has that really cool product detail with the elbow slit. I believe she was wearing it earlier too, and we did like a few little styling notes and things like that. But you have a lot of options here, like I'm playing around with it and just having it hang. But having these pieces and then wearing a nice wool coat and an earring makes this something for dinner. And it's literally this, if I were wearing my Morris loafers again, take the earring off, maybe even throw a blazer on my shoulders like the brown one Amy was wearing, that's work. And then if I wanted to just do the shoulder pad tee and a flat slide, it's play. So these are all really, they're not blank canvases because they're not basics. They're not average at all. They're special. So I think that's the really important key point, is that things can be toned down if you just take this here and you make it a little bit more of a basic, even though it's still a fundamental, but you're still wearing points of interest all over.
Yeah, when we've said everyone seems to be doing the big purge. They're either eradicating the past or they're doing it to like prep for the future, or it's a combination of both. If you really are a creative pragmatist and you are really like identifying with what we're saying and not thinking that we're like, you know, crazy up here, then go through your closet and make a list of all the things that you think are basic. And if those basics have no interesting proportion to them, if they don't have a super high neckline, a super low neckline, a curve, something, a proportion interest, then I would argue that they're not basics. They are just shit that is filling up your drawers, okay? So, and every time you put them on, you are going to feel so damn dull. And you're gonna wonder why. And then you're gonna DM me and you're gonna be like, I've got on all woofs and I just don't feel good. And I'm gonna be like, okay, go back to square one and like, let's start with this. So do that basic purge.
So I added another layer because I think a lot of people don't realize that even when you're wearing the Liam and a curved pant, I still feel very balanced in my proportions because I do have slim on bottom. Even if I were wearing like the flat Morris loafer, I wouldn't feel sloppy. I know that was one of the questions too, was like how to do the relaxed, chill, more off the body styles
Yes.
and not looking sloppy. And the reason why is because also this underpinning is not a bulky sweater. It's not a fitted thing like our merino ribbed knit turtlenecks, but it still offers a really smart underpinning, especially for if you are in a much colder climate. Like I've been wearing this as a blazer underpinning and the cardigan too, or even the cropped crew neck, because I want a little extra warmth, but I don't want the bulk. That's why we call it the featherweight cashmere. And actually, Silva's going to come on with that in just a second.
And just real quickly, someone had asked a question on if you're a student or if you're in your first job, where should your first investment pieces be? Should they be in the woofs or whatever? And I think that first job, absolutely, they should be in the woofs. If you're a student, though, I think it's a little bit different. And I mean, I'm coming from the point of view like being so dead ass broke when I was a student. So I knew that I loved blazers, and I did buy a lot from vintage. However, as we have established now, that was like in the Stone Age. And in the new world, sometimes you don't really need to go to vintage because there are opportunities online to buy deep sale. And so something like this jacket, when we had sold out initially, we had made a decision to go back into a late recut of it to make sure that we could just use the fabric through. So we did. So now there's an opportunity for someone to buy this on sale. If I were a student, this actually is a forever jacket. Like, I mean, you would just like all day and night, and yeah. So anyways, there are good sales to be had out there if you're a student, and but then vintage too.
Yeah, and also if you are doing the vintage grandpa jacket or something, use those same styling tips we've shown you. This one doesn't have the button over, but you could add the other button to kind of cinch it.
Yes.
Make it your own, because that's
take an earring, like
I like an earring there too. Play with it, belt it, do whatever to it. Especially when you're young, you might as well customize and play around with it.
Totally.
Because honestly, for someone who's like cute and in college, I wouldn't even mind doing this with like a nice little leather short and like a little low strappy kitten heel to go out in. Like,
100%.
we really want you guys to understand all the places that these can take you. And
yeah, like there's a whole Spike Lee 90s film like with shorts and like,
yeah, exactly. Because if you did shorts and black tights, and then even doing the
like a little crop top. And
I'm so not against it. A little Rosie Perez moment. I'm not mad. Always love it. Yeah, because you can make an oversized blazer really useful. And I've noticed it's really inspiring to see a lot of our like interns like taking those pieces that are a little bit more mature and making them really chic and elevated.
Totally. This looks really chic.
I feel really chic.
You know, one of the things that I love about it, because I was looking at, someone had asked, they had bought the Esme crepe shirt in the bright yellow, and they were wondering what to wear with it. And normally, I'm like, don't take a bright color and wear it with black. But I think what is really grounding this for me is a nude shoe. And so, when you're struggling with a bright color, but then you put on black with it, all of a sudden it might feel too aggressive. And for me, when I write out the definition of modernity, aggressive isn't an adjective in there. It's not like a further synonym to me. It is in some brands, but not in Tibi. So I think that wearing it with the nude sandal makes all of a sudden that you've taken the right color with the black and you've got that unexpected twist. You've given kind of like an earthy element to balance the bright, and that looks really chic. And you're wearing the new knotted, our version of like the Giro sandal that's coming. And they're super comfortable, and actually it does have knots here, but we took them off because they weren't so comfortable with the knots at the back. Anyways, they're really good. But also I think too, the delicate of the shoe, I was really for spring feeling for more like spaghetti type straps, thinner and more delicate. And I think too, that balances the black and the neon-esque combo.
Totally. It's like a little bit harder up top, and then it softens as you go down, creating balance, which I love.
Yeah, and so, when you're writing your adjectives, and that like if you're really extending out on your adjectives, and that you're a person who's curious and interesting and all of that and creative, then you want the clothing to say that too. And it's a little thing, like doing the nude shoe, it's unexpected. And to have things that are unexpected usually piques someone's curiosity. It's all really one and the same. So again, you know, I did that funny little video from Electric Company. I'm so pretty, but like those are not adjectives, so we're looking for here. Like go deep on them, and we'll like start a therapy session after that.
Confident and curious.
I swear.
I like those adjectives for this outfit and for my personal style. I think that hits right on the head.
That looks great. And then this is one too that actually here, when I'm on vacation and wearing this, I love having the option to kind of really like just shorten this up and make it like a little cropped action going on.
Now I'm on vacation.
So,
look at that.
and sometimes if I'm at dinner, I do it in the front, and if I'm just walking around, I do it in the back. I don't do it in the back at dinner because every time I sit in my chair, it like hurts.
Yeah. Just so you guys know, I'm wearing a 0 in this is the new Silk Fundamentals bias skirt. I'm not wearing a 00 in this skirt. I like a little extra room here just for comfort, so that way I'm not like tight in a silk skirt. That's just not the vibe. So that way I have a little bit more space. And then I have a small, I'm actually wearing a small in the sweater up here up top. I'm usually an extra, extra small. This is a small. You guys can see Amy tied it, but even still when it was long, it was a really nice balance to this slimmer bottom. So
Yeah, so if you are buying anything online, the way that it looks on the model is the way that the intended fit is. And it should match the size. So if you're looking at the 4 on the model and it looks, you know, relaxed or whatever, then it is a relaxed fit. So if you want it to be more relaxed, size up. If you want it to be less relaxed, size down. But a lot of you guys write and you're like, oh, what size should I order if I want it to look as relaxed as on the model? And you should order your size.
there you go.
Oh, can I have your rubber band? Because it seems to just like be a recurring
I stole it.
thing here.
Stole it.
Thank you. So this is like just totally chic and fun. I love this. And the collar for us, like, yes, it is a big trend item, and it is an ongoing trend item. It is absolutely an in and out for me. I would get it to update my woofs. I would throw it over blazers. Like, it gives me a current moment, and it's one of those things where it's enough of an investment that I can get it and feel like I've updated my wardrobe for the next year or two, but I haven't like sunk the whole like ship, you know, like.
For sure.
There you go.
And also this I would consider play or dinner, depending on what shoes you've got going on with this nice little bib. But also if she wanted to do work, I talked about this blazer, the tropical wool, last week, but I really want you guys to understand how versatile this is in the gray. A lot of people think the gray is so serious, but compared back to the navy, it actually makes it like a nice new palette, even though these are the same silhouettes you've been seeing for a while every week. This is all of a sudden fresh and new. It's all back to that mixing the neutrals again. This looks great. And this is the open back blazer too, so if you turn around for me. I mean, it's so cute. She looks amazing.
Again, you guys, like, I think Dion had this on over a white slip dress last week.
Yeah.
Like, you just, you take these things that on the surface might look like a serious suit jacket, and you just say, I'm going to wear you all the time. Back in the day, if you would have thrown on a jean jacket, that is the jacket that you throw on.
For sure. So I'm wearing the oversized cashmere sweater. This is the one that comes back to the tie pants online. I wanted to show it broken up for a very off-duty look. So I basically have this on with the Bond stretch knit. This is the one that has the slit on the ankle. I'm going to show you 2 different shoes to wear with it because this does have that really nice elongating slit, and I want you to actually see what it is. So say I'm wearing it this way for like dinner with my earring, and then definitely without the earring for grocery run. This is just really easy. This is your replacement legging that is just really warm and easy to wear. These are on sale right now. They're called the Bond stretch knit, like slit ankle legging. Also, Amy's shoes, a couple people have commented, they're actually the Rio heel. There's still some left on sale. So double check our online outlet for them. They're called Rio, R-Y-O. Also, these strappy sandals that you've been seeing, we are getting those for spring delivery, or are we getting them for fall delivery?
No. For spring, we'll have them the white, the tan, and black.
So white, tan, and
really
black in this strappy shoe.
Yeah.
Also, this boot, this is that beautiful brown shaft boot. You've seen it in the croc and the navy blue on live every week. Also on sale as well. But if you're wondering about items to shop, if you are...
No, the boots aren't on sale.
Boots are on sale?
The shoes.
The boots are not on sale. Sorry, I said corrected.
No shoes on sale.
They're still amazing. They're a wolf. Obviously,
Yeah.
we've worn them every week.
And we have them coming in the tan for spring.
Yeah, we have them in the tan for spring, which is great. Also, sign up for our newsletter because we do a recap that actually has a comprehensive list of everything that you've seen on live today. So just double check that, and I'll give Silver the floor. We've got a minute left.
We've got 1 minute left.
Yeah.
The silver's going to come out. I know that a lot of you guys have been upset because we've been sold out now in a lot of sizes on the Stella pant and the tropical wool that you had on first. This is the nylon version of it, which we freaking love too. So, yeah.
Yes, these are the nylon cargo. I have on the cashmere featherweight sweater that Dion was wearing earlier with the cape detail on the sleeve. You guys can see the 00 in the nylon.
All right, so you guys, you sent me so many good questions, and like these hours seem to go so much faster than I intended them to. So we're going to answer them, and we'll do it throughout the week. And you've got questions about hair and color trends and all that kind of stuff. So the good news is that we are on episode 2, and that means we have 50 more to go this year. So
We sure do.
we'll have some time to talk about it and get it all figured out.
Oh, next week, different day.
Oh, sorry. Next week, we will not be doing IG Live on Wednesday. That is Inauguration Day. So we will be doing it on Thursday. Okay, so please tune in. We'll see you on Thursday. We'll send you guys a reminder. And thanks. All right.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Once again.